In Red Dead Redemption 2, you play as Arthur Morgan, who is a member of the Dutch van der Linde gang, a huge, giant gang of outlaws with all kinds of different specialties. And they're on the run. They had a job that didn't go quite so well. The cool thing about this game is you will actually get to do missions with each one of the members. Some members more missions than others, but I don't want to give any spoilers as to who you do missions with and who you don't. And also, there is a rat in the group. As far as who the rat is, I'm not going to say. Don't want to spoil it for you. Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place in 1899, and basically what it is a backstory to what happens to set up the events between Mr. Marston and Dutch van der Linde for Red Dead Redemption in 1911, which takes place 12 years later. The story begins up in the mountains. Deep up in the mountains, away from pretty much all of civilization. And the reason the gang is up in the mountains is because of a heist in Blackwater that, let's just say, did not go very well, and all their money is tied up. The gang is going to eventually have two goals. Goal number one is trying to figure out a way to get the money out of Blackwater after it becomes out of lockdown. And goal number two, of course, is to try to figure out a way to get out of this world and leave to a tropical paradise. How they do it? Well, I'm going to leave that as a secret. One of the things I really like about Red Dead 2 is it's got a big open world. And I mean big. And not just the world itself, but the weather changes, the terrain changes. If you're up high in the mountains, there's a lot of snow. If you're, in the bayou, it might be a little bit swampy, foggy, could be a little bit hot. The temperature changes, it affects your character. There's beautiful trees in the Braithwaite Manor. You can go through farmers' fields and stuff. Here's another beautiful view on the bottom left-hand corner. You can see the mountains in the background eventually. There's some dust storms. There's so much variety, and there's a lot of cool hunting things you can do too. It's such a sweet game. I love the contrast. It makes it so much fun to play. One of my first early memories when I started out was riding into Saint Denis. I actually thought it was pronounced St. Denis, but I found out later it was Saint Denis. And seeing these lights at night, it's so beautiful, so sweet, and how it was set up. And it wasn't like a cutscene. It was, I'm actually going through it, and I can, explore it, and look, and there's people to interact with. It was so sweet. I really, really enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite early memories of playing the game. What I also really like about this game is there are many different types of missions that you can do. There's such a wide variety of missions, just like there's a wide variety of hairstyles Arthur Morgan can have. Missions can go from anything from trains to boats to fort missions, missions involving air balloons in the air. Those are pretty cool. There's a mission with a trolley car. Several missions involving bank heist. Pretty sweet, too. There's lots of different missions involving stagecoach robbery. There's bounties. And, of course, there's much, much more. There's such a wide variety of missions and different stuff you can do where you're never bored to where you're doing the same thing over and over. And that's what I really like about this game. In addition to poker, there's dominoes and other side games that can get you sidetracked from your main mission of teaming up with Dutch. So, in wrapping up my final thoughts on this, this game has so much depth, so much breadth. There's so many things you can do. It's such a large open world. I like all the contrast and stuff. And you can go hunting, which I didn't even show in this review. But there's so much stuff you can do. And there's such a wide variety of characters and missions. It was a blast playing through this game. I actually played through some of the missions a couple times, just for the fun of it, to try some different things out. But yeah, I would highly recommend taking a look at this game. And that, of course, is going to wrap up my review. I'm definitely giving this one a thumbs up. I would highly recommend checking it out if you get an opportunity to do so. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you will too. Thanks for watching.